Oh, Russ is still here. Oh, that was yesterday. Oh, they're all still here. Hello, everyone. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, we're setting up for an experiment. Jeremy! Are you listening? Going back to the rodin coil, I was curious about your mini rodin coil. I was thinking about building some small versions. I don't remember what wire size you put on that little thing. You put like 44 strands of what? I think you had 44 strands, you said. I had some epiphanies. We'll see if they're right. They might not be. You know. You don't know till you try, do you? Always is the case. Oh, I did finish my motor, though. I finished it in the bathroom by myself. There it is. I can't, it does run, but it's got a balance problem that I guess I should probably be working on that today, but we'll put it back over here. And some goldfish. Woo! Yeah, I had an idea come into my head which explains a lot of the things I'm missing. Now it's a matter of testing the idea. Oh, is it too cold downstairs? Or something? Or are you just working on it? What are you having problems with as far as you keep saying you're upstairs, not downstairs? You can't be in the other location or something. Too cold? Too hot? Something? I don't know what you got going on. Oh. I see. I'm going to put this microwave oven transformer in here. And I'll put this on top of it. Tiny bit of tidying up really quick, and then we'll start the testing. Let's see, I'm gonna need that later. Alright. We're going back to the original setup. I'm going to use this coil. I need the extra couple of windings. Right now, I have a bit of a mess. No, I shouldn't have thrown all those things away, but no, it's okay actually. Oh, that's a Phillips. I need a flathead. So there's something we did all the time that didn't make sense. I'm going to try to make sense of it today. Which was the coil shorting. The whole coil shorting principle just never made sense to me. Maybe until today. No printer equals no pulse motor build off. Yeah, well, you better hurry up. Get her did, son. What are we waiting for? Hopefully you can pull it off. I'm quite curious. The heck are you doing? Okay. I don't have a hat. I cannot pull any rabbits out. You're on your own, apparently. Alright, so I'm going to go with a 1-to-1. I need this guy. I will also need that. probably use these. I'm going to use one of these diodes. I brought that fan in I was using as a load. Guess I should bring it back out. Okay. So the cable that houses the output power is this one. So it needs some jumpers. Damn it. I keep getting shocked. It drives me nuts. Okay. So negative to negative. Like that. Opposing coils. And then I'll put some good jumpers up to our capacitor bank. Oh yeah, I also want to try driving this coil with this driver. I'll have to do that later as well. Maybe not today. Alright, so one of these guys is going up to a cap. And the other guy is going up to the other cap. And I think... Oh god! Son of a gun, I keep getting shot. Talk about free energy. Ah! Alright, I'm going to jumper across 2 sets of these. Like that. Okay. Ground the metal that I keep touching. Alright. What do you want me to ground it to? No, screw it. I'll just see how many times I get shocked. I think it's quite amusing for you guys anyway, right? Alright, frequency is going to be a sine wave, DC offset. I think I set it at like 5 volts. Maybe not. I'll put that at 0. Amplitude was about 1 volt peak to peak. Turn these down. We'll just set this thing over here. There we go. We'll pick up some good frequency. I just want to make sure this thing's all happy. Open-ended coils, not probably the best thing ever. Alright. So I'm going to turn this on. Boop. Oh, I guess I have to turn the power on the amp. There we go. Put this thing at 6 kilohertz. Oh yeah. Alright. Find a resonance point. Okay, let's just go with one coil. One cap bank. Should be right around 16K. Yeah. Okay, 18-ish. Really need to clamp on a wire here. Well, let's just clamp on. Take this ground off. Clamp onto one of those. find the frequency. About 15. So if I double this up, oh, see, I don't even need. That's what I was thinking. I don't even need that cap, actually. Oh, wow. It's producing plasma. I didn't think I could produce that much plasma with this coil. Oh, it's because I got these on there too, probably. I'm going to turn the lights all off to see if I can visually see that plasma. I'll turn this monitor off too. See if I can see it. Oh yeah. So it is happening on the primary. Okay. Let's see if I can get it without the capacitor coupled, because that's actually one of the quests / questions that I have. So now that we don't have that, let's try to tune it in. It's probably going to be a lot higher. Frequency. Right there. So that's about 63. So we have plasma. It's about 62.9 kilohertz. It's a pretty wide frequency range. Okay. Turn the lights back on. Turn my monitor back on. Okay. Well, for this demonstration, for myself, I'm going to go ahead and add the caps back in. Okay. I'm going to go back to our we say we were at 23 something. Yeah. Okay. 23.4-ish. Now what I want to do unacceptable. Do it for your kids' sake. My life is positively charged. Who turned the lights out? Alright. So this seems like a silly idea, but it's the idea that came to my mind. I'm going to short out secondary winding, but with a diode in place. Let's see how that acts. So with it's high voltage, I may need, it's a lot of current there. Oh, I can't believe how much ozone that's putting off. I don't remember that putting off that much ozone. It's bad. I got the door open and the fan blowing. So let's try, we're at 23.4 kilohertz. Let's try tuning this now that we've got the short. See if we can find anything interesting at a different frequency. Probably put on a scan and just let it scan. Better than what I'm doing, but just looking for clues. So if I put it back at 23.8, now 23.2. It definitely kills the I think it's because I got this coil wound is why I'm putting off so much. It does kill the resonance, but let's try charging some caps. See if it makes a difference. That's one of my questions. You can see that just fine. So we're gonna go with negative, positive. I should probably use a high voltage diode on that. So positive, should probably put black and white on here. Negative, and let's see, we got no short. Let's turn it up. That's bad. Oh shoot. It's on the amps. Stupid. Okay. Oh, whatever. Alright, so slowly charging. With the short, slows it down a lot more, but let me tune this. Last time I had to, yeah, they're starting to climb real fast. Huh. It's like no matter where I got it. It's still charging a pretty good click. how fast it stops. Boop. Just by adding the diode. But that way is okay. That's backwards than what it was. Let's try retuning it. We're at like 50 kilohertz. Let's go way down. See if we get anything out of it. Because the scope doesn't really tell me much. I guess I should put it on this side. See if at about 50 we get. Yeah, right at like 50 there's a much smoother signal. Oh, there's a little bounce in there. See, that way I'm getting a pretty good spark, but this way not so much. Oh, I smell my amplifier getting hot. It doesn't like to run at those high frequencies. I turned it down. Let that cool off for a minute. So the other method is to do the exact same thing. So we'll actually be drawing here. Those caps are like lethal, by the way, so we shall be very careful. The amp doesn't like those high frequencies. You have to be careful. We do not want to blow it up. We will play with the frequencies of which it's happy with. So they're shooting up. I gotta be careful, I gotta watch the voltage there. So let's try shorting out one of these. There it goes back down. So let's reverse the polarity. See if it changes. Well, it kills it. Sort of as expected, but not as expected. Turn that off for a second. Let that cap discharge. What's the rating on the caps? I think they're 4 something. 400. We'll let it go back down. We should put a bleed resistor on it, I guess. I mean, actually what I need to do is just connect the power supply. So if I connect the neutral in the line of the power supply, it will do me. It will kick on and draw it down a little bit, but I don't have a load on it. Bang! Oh yeah. I'll lay it down so you can see the green light on it. Hell of a discharge, isn't it? You can see the green light right there. Right on the corner, just barely. Right there. So it will go down, and if I turn the amp back up, oh, now it's producing plasma. And charging. How convenient. It's definitely not at its optimal frequency though. We should use that driver. I'm going to try that. I have yet to try this driver, so let's try this driver. Now, this is going to act a little different. I'm not pretty sure I'm not going to be able to drive this with a I'm going to need a battery. I'm not going to be able to drive it quite like I want. I wonder if that... Well, it'll be isolated through the circuit, so it'll still be isolated. So let's try this. I'm going to connect this battery, which may or may not be good. Put a light bulb on it. Oh yeah, can do that. I think I have a little... Wait, is 24 out? No, it's 12 volt out. I'll just put this little bulb on there. It ain't much, but it'll light up and let us know it's operating. I think this is a 12 volt little bulb. You still can't see it, it's off screen. There you go. So before I disconnect this, let's go ahead and... This might blow up this MOSFET driver, but that's okay. I'm going to turn it back on and see if we can light the bulb up. It'll kick on at about 200 volts. Bing! Oh. Is it broken? Oh. What? What was that all about? Yeah, it's still rising way up above the voltage limit though. I gotta be careful because this is only rated for like 220 in. There, it's going down. You can see its brightness. Can you even see it on the screen? Oh, barely. Maybe I can put something behind it. Oh well. Alright, so should I try driving it with that? I don't know if that's such a great idea, but I think I should try it. So I'm gonna just try it. So it's pretty simple. This battery, I don't know if I really need to do that right now. Darn it. Had the milliamp thing on again. Like an idiot. I was checking those solar panels. 12.91 volts. I should charge up these batteries, but that one's actually at a pretty good charge right now. Let's just try it, just to see what happens. Yeah, let's just see what happens. That's always a good idea. Okay. That's a lot of joules, yeah. That's a lot of joules. Those caps are 680 UF. There's 4 of them there. It's a lot of bang. Okay. So we're going to disconnect the amp. I'm going to turn it off. I'm glad the amp doesn't blow up. The thing just smells terrible though at the high frequency. Okay, so this is actually pretty straightforward. This driver operates on 5 volts peak to peak. I'm going to do an offset at 2.5. For some reason I think it doesn't drive it right the other way. And then we need a cable like this to go to the output. Now there's no protection on these MOSFETs, so my guess is it's going to explode if I don't put any diodes across there. That's a chance I'm willing to take. And then just gotta hook up so 12 volt I have to drive the opto, so I got 12 volt positive here. Right, 12 volt positive to the opto, because opto isolated, and then to the ground. There's the fan. It'll fall off due to vibration. So I turn on my output. Output is working. Good deal. I built this thing a long time ago. It's a really simple driving circuit. Putting a sinusoidal wave into it, I guess I should do a square pulse. Alright, so then we got... Are these connected on the line? Yeah, okay. So all we need is our coil goes to... Alright, so we're going to go drive the coil. No matter which side. And then the ground return. There isn't a ground return, but I'll use a yellow or something. Oh, hold on, Shuff. I'm doing something a little different. I'm trying some ideas I didn't get a chance to post yet. I wrote the whole thing and didn't post them yet. So there's no volume control. It's either all on or all off. Let's just see if we get some crazy... Okay. Oh, it doesn't... It's not a... It's not gonna work this... Oh yeah, it will, because the capacitors are on there. Let's throw the scope across the output and see if it's operating. Alright, let's let's look this through. We got negative. Yep. And then we go to our coil and back. Let's try this 12-volt light bulb that I had to confirm the circuit is even driving, or if the MOSFETs are bad or something. Because you gotta remember, I'm doing AC sine wave over here, and here I'm doing something completely different. So this is the output of my driver. Boop. Cool. Driver works. So let's try adjusting the duty cycle. I'm going to have to do pulse output. .3% duty. Now it's hard to see if it's glowing. So let's try frequency at 1 hertz. Alright, well that's working. Drop my light bulb. So let's try connecting the light bulb across the coil and see if it lights. It does not. It should here though. It still does not. I wasn't for sure if this driver now it's not working at all. Well, I burned the bulb out. Ha! I don't have another one. Okay. What else can we use? I don't have the ground on my scope, so it's not really helping me determine anything right now. Throw the ground on there. It's isolated, so it should be fine. Alright. So 50% duty. Apparently it's not turning off. Oh, that might just be because I don't have it. There, it just went high. Actually, it is putting out. Let's put it on sine wave. What does it do? Just makes a mess. Okay. So it is driving it. Let's put it back over here, and it's not driving it. But if I short this out, now it's driving it. Very interesting. So that makes sense. And it also means I probably cannot use this driver. So let's put it back on 20 kilohertz. it is driving it. It's driving it at 12 volt, but the duty cycle is terrible. You know what I haven't tried? I haven't tried driving this amplifier with a pulse frequency. Not that I need to. Okay, that was a quick test. I'm glad I tried it. The result is simple. I cannot use this particular driver for that because it is not outputting. It's basically just pulse DC output, but I figured it would drive it pretty good. But the amp must have a lot more output power. So be it. So we'll go back to it. Something I've been wanting to do for a very long time is just try this driver. At least I know it still works. That's cool. That's cool, man. It all depends on the resistance of the load. But this is open with a capacitor on the end, and the amplifier can handle that. Unfortunately, it appears that driver is confused and doesn't know what to do with that signal. So look, my thought was I could get a circulating constant magnetic field pumping in the secondary short. But that's not the case right now. So let me read your comments. Have you thought about, instead of using a diode to short the secondary, try an inductor and capacitor to have a resonant ring? Well, I can add these capacitors to it. It works fine. But I want to create a constant current loop that I can pump. Kind of what I'm trying to do. How many windings do I have on here? I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've only got 5 on each because I had missed one winding on accident or something. This one I think has enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's got 6 on the drive side. Printing, good job, Jeremy. Then doing the primary frequency. Do you have a neon bulb? No. I need to bring some from work. I have a bunch of my stuff there. Actually, I might have one somewhere. If you were to hook the driver to a transformer, primary, then hook the secondary to your rodin, yeah, that is, you'll get your sine wave. So if I use my driver to drive a primary on a coil. Oh, here's that auto transformer that I was telling you about that I have. I think this is a similar thing to that. Just got a bunch of taps on it. What time is it? 10 o'clock. Alright, I got a few more minutes. Ring the bell twice, says Edley Skeldon. Okay. That's a high frequency transformer dynamo. Yeah, it is a high frequency transformer. Well, what to do? Let's try a high voltage diode, because I'm not so sure that other ones can handle the kind of voltage I'm throwing at it. Plug this back in. I'm gonna try square wave just to see what we get out of that. I have a couple of these which I could use to drive it, but right now is not the time. Amplitude 1 peak to peak. Put the offset back at 0. Duty cycle 50, 22.8-ish, and output on. Yeah, it's producing plasma nicely. Throw the let's see, I want to look at the secondary, so I'll throw it on there. So the bad thing is, see, I'm thinking, instead of adjusting the frequency, I can adjust the output's a mess. Let's just try adjusting the duty cycle for fun. Let's go way down. Let's go all the way to 10. I'm just curious to see what happens to the okay. Put it back on sine. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not quite getting where I'd like to be, but it's something I wanted to try. I mean, it's producing a hell of an arc. Ow, it hurts. Oh boy. Blow up my power supply. What can I put across it as a load? I could just put a coil across it. Taser time. Burnt. It like literally electrically burnt my finger. Alright, well, the idea isn't probably correct, but I just don't know what else you can do with that. As soon as you short it out, look at that though. That is a serious spark. Briefly explain what I want to do with the coil. Well, there was a thought, and Matt says it's possible to do such a thing, and that such a thing is pump a magnetic field. Wow, that diode's hot. And I'm not so sure if it's possible. My testing shows me it's not, so the idea kind of fell through there at the end, because what I wanted to do is not what I'm doing now. So, of course, when I'm throwing an arc, I get no charge, and when I'm doing it, I get nothing. So, ow, that hurt my finger. So that makes sense. So, obviously, when you short the secondary, you kill the effect, which is, I mean, this is something I already knew. But I had a new vision of throwing it out there. So if you could pump a magnetic field in one direction, you could build up a really big magnetic field. That's what I was trying to do. So I'm going to try connecting this to the full wave bridge rectifier. Seeing if we can it's really interesting. You can get all these working with open-ended coils. I'll have to finish that post so that you guys can read what I'm trying to do exactly. I'll post it anyway, even though obviously it doesn't work. Let's see, so right now I'm going to connect outside the bridge rectifier, and I think later I'm going to connect in the bridge rectifier. Let's just see if the charge is exponential. It's pretty good. So last time we had that DC fan running. Let me check my bridge rectifier real quick. One of these was bad. Taking a permanent magnet, wrapping an EM coil around the center blotch zone and pulse it DC. That will do what you want. Now this one's bad. Alright, so I'm not so sure that's what I want, what you're describing there, but what I need to do, I'm going to try something. I'm gonna try using one of those watt meters plugged into the amp to see if I guess I need to put this in this. See if it changes anything. I'm gonna connect the opposites of this coil to a separate bridge rectifier. So instead of going from the same direction, I'm actually going to be going from the other direction. Let's see if it changes anything, just for fun here. So negative, positive. Alright, let's see how if we can charge this up any faster. I don't know. Ready? Can't say for sure that that's faster, actually. Let's put them on this side. Maybe it affects the resonance. Oh yeah, that's a lot faster when they're in phase. So if I add the capacitors across the secondary coils, oh, I can't do that on those though. I can only do that on these. And that coil would act like an output coil. I kind of wonder if I shorted it out. I want to try that too. I'm going to short it out with the last time I had to retune all this stuff too, but that's alright. Let's just see what happens real quick. Oh yeah, I'd have to retune it now. So before I go adding these, without them it's in tune. What if I connect these together? I probably have to retune it. So let me ask myself a question. If about 50 hertz would be about 25. No. 12.5. I'm going to try disconnecting this capacitor altogether, driving this at its quarter. Well, it would have to have its resonance circuit, but let's just try it. That'd be 12.5 ish. Because then what I can do is drive. Oh yeah, it is close actually. Did it start going up there? No. about right there. Try to drive it at its quarter wavelength, but I really need a different source of input to do that properly. Okay, well, I should go inside and go to bed because I'm pretty tired. Tomorrow I'm gonna make an induction coil. Alright, so let's hook this cap back up. And let's try the other one. I said it was 20. Look at it shooting off the scale. 22.8. About 5.7. I want to see if I can drive this at its quarter, if it still works the same. If not, how bad? It's pretty close, like right there, right? That's around it's a mess though. That signal is a mess, but there you go. That's about, what did I say? 8.7 or 7.8? Oh, 5.7. A lot more difficult to tune in that way. There it is, climbing though. Oh, I'm sure that's my way. Alright. I'll shut it down for the night. I have to go. Wifey don't feel good. She's going to bed. I'm pretty tired myself. Oh, my meter has a glare, I'm sorry. Using high frequency on those slow switching bridge rectifiers, circuit's inefficient. I didn't try the high speed diodes. I should try those. I need to make a bridge out of those high speed diodes. Okay, well, the thought process, a bit of a bust, but that's okay. I had to try that to find out, and now I can continue my other thoughts and discussions that I will have, because I think there is a way to do what I want, but I'll post that probably tomorrow when I get it finished. Actually, I might post it, well, probably tomorrow. Okay. I guess that's it. Caps should very slowly discharge through the power supply. Oh man, so the idea is magnetic flux pumping. That is the idea. Because 007 says he shorted out one of his coils. If that's true, it makes no logical sense. So I was thinking yesterday, or this morning, so yesterday I was thinking, and this morning, I was thinking, if you can pump a magnetic flux, as in you can add more magnetic flux to the field if it's closed, so you connect the coil, short it out while the power is on, and remove the power, and the field takes forever to dissipate. It just circulates and circulates. So if you can build that up, right, if you can actually build that magnetic flux field up, that's what I want to do. And I was thinking maybe it would automatically do it if I had a diode, because it would still oscillate in some sense, but if the field was stagnant, so if you generate the field, maybe I need to put a DC across it. Maybe I should try that real quick. Oh, maybe I'll do that in the morning. When I get up, I'll come out here in the morning and do that. I'll put a DC across the secondary. Actually, how much resistance is that? It's probably pretty low. I could pulse it somehow. Like 6 ohms or something. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's open. Very interesting. So this one is about 3 ohms. So it'll be about 6 ohms across 12 volt. You will need to cancel the back EMF of the collapsing field. No, see, there is no collapsing field in that case. What you're describing is an open air core magnetic amplifier. Open air core magnetic amplifier. That's correct. Should I read about that? It's different than like a Tesla coil. It's not the same. It's a little different. Oh yeah, I've seen this magnetic amplifier thing, but not an air core one. It's a little different. Well, think about that, because the idea is the magnetic action is continuing. So you got a switch and a ground, and you're oscillating 1/2 out. Would you? Okay. which is basically okay. I'll think about that. Yeah, it's a pump. Yeah, that's kind of, it's like you push the bottom and it pushes the top even harder. Alright, well, tomorrow when I post that, you'll understand a little bit more of what I'm thinking, because what I'm thinking is magnetic resonance coupling and capacitive resonance coupling and a little bit of inductive coupling, and then you add on this magnetic flux amplification, because the thing is what 007 showed was you put an amp meter, a big wire, ring amp meter across this coil, and was reading, I don't remember, thousands of amps or something. And if you do the math, you can't even do that. However, if you could magnetically pump flux into a shorted coil, at that point things change, and you might be able to achieve that exact phenomenon. And if you do that, the more magnetic flux you have, the more capacitance you can store, or charge potential, however you want, dielectric field you can store, is a way to think about it, which it makes sense. Confusing, but it makes sense. So anyway, I was hoping that maybe by putting a diode across the short, it would allow it to flow in one direction and not act so much as a short. Because if you have a magnetic field generated and it's flowing in one direction within a shorted coil, and then you have a resonant coil next to it, I'm not sure how badly they interact. Obviously they interact terribly, according to my study. And the other thing I need to do is I need to connect these all in parallel instead of series, so that I'll have high amperage, low voltage, and that will produce a different effect. So I may have to try that as well. So anyway, you tap the coil at quarter turns. A digital amp meter was showing errors due to high frequency. Well, there's not really that high frequency going on in here. I'll give you an experiment to show you an effect. Can you write it on the forums? Because I gotta go inside. Write it on the forums, and I'll do it for sure. But right now I gotta go inside. Anyway, more to think about. When you see it tomorrow, you read through it, maybe you'll understand what I'm trying to say, and it could be wrong. Okay. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will be back. I'll be back in the morning. I'm going to try pumping a DC current in here and see if it allows to amplify the dielectric field. Thought experiment in reality. Thanks for hanging out.